Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
All right.
With you.
So,
we're totally with you. Okay.
Monday.
All right, wait. So hold up.
Easy. Monday.
27.
Easy.
Johnny. I'm stuck on the whole walking through the
80s, so
hallway.
she was like a Molly Ringwald to me. Like, if you know anything about the John Hughes movies.
I won $100 million.
Oh, God.
I disappeared.
I got it. No, I know this. This is why it works. Because there is a way. You think you not. Like,
Easy. Welcome everybody to Easy Monday Motivation. It is your host E. Welcome you to episode 29. So excited to be here with you guys live. We're here live. Let's just so we can prove it.
Whoo!
Live. Okay, I just wanted to
Did
make
that
sure.
prove it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Somebody might have ducked. Who knows? Like, if you ducked, then you know that it was real. Okay, it's live. Okay. Now, if you're watching it later, the playback, you ducked, something wrong. Okay.
You went too slow. You went too slow. Like
It was too slow? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm not swiping. Listen, these HD cameras, I ain't swiping at that thing by accident. Listen, life is life, and right now I might have broke my whole laptop in one swipe.
Listen, that is the truth. That is the truth.
So no, let me say what's up to the crew that always makes it do what it do. We are in March, and I know we're marching forward. So I want to say hello, Johnny Malish. How are you?
Hello. Hi, guys.
what's up, Johnny?
It's so good to see y'all and be here with y'all. Yo, I saw CT in person the other day, and I didn't think it was real. I'm like, are you real?
Pinched her. Like,
is that
like,
you?
Look at y'all reaching at the screen.
Oh,
Now.
see, now I'm reaching out the screen. You started that mess. But I'm good. And y'all, okay, I shared this before the show, but CT was taking care of business. We brought our puppy home today.
Okay, yes,
So he's literally downstairs. This was the first day he could leave his mama, and he's here with us. And Chris is shaking his head because maybe I made a mistake. Is that what you're telling me?
No, you didn't make a mistake.
Okay, I didn't make a mistake, did I?
No, Terry made a mistake.
like somebody didn't think this through fully.
Terry is gonna have to deal with all of this, but you're gonna enjoy the cuteness of the dog.
I'll help for sure, because I got some at home days, so I'll be here. So we'll
Johnny see. Bless you. What kind of dog is it?
It's a chocolate lab.
Oh, you're in so much trouble.
And he's so sweet and little.
See, there it is. You hear that? It's the language. There it is.
He's just a little itty bitty.
Poop on stuff.
Wait till next episode. I'm like, y'all, come get this dog.
Johnny go need motivation.
Someone needs some motivation.
CT be the flash 3 months later. Yeah, man, my puppy went up for adoption. We ain't playing around here.
We lost friendship. Like, the dog was cute when it got here. And then
oh goodness. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. So I'll keep everybody posted on the journey.
Oh, you know what? Please take one photo for me now of you and the puppy looking face to face, and then I want, when you're ready to put it out, another one, and that way we can see how you guys have grown together.
Yo, E, the episode is gonna be called "When Dogs Be Dogging."
No,
dogs be dogging. No.
I know I'm ready for it though.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you said.
That's what I said, and it's recorded, it's live, so people, you can always show this back to me.
Oh, I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna clip this and like save it, like in its own like special clip.
Hey, Johnny, I just want you to know your puppy's gonna leave you gems too.
That was good. I didn't even think about that. I feel like I set myself up for that one.
This is why we pre-record, because you can't catch this live. You can't catch it. Not for real.
Okay. All right.
That was good.
CT, what's going on with you, my man? Hey, listen, before I kick it over to you, that's a beautiful view you got right there. And I must say that I had a chance to go to Destin, Florida, the place that you really love. And I will say it's a very lovable place. So
Yes.
I want to kick it over to you and see how you doing.
Deep sadness, like deep and utter sadness. Because I was talking to Mel earlier today about like our closets have 4 seasons in it, like because you just don't know what Ohio weather is going to do. Like the afternoon, you could have on a polo shirt, and by the evening, you need on a hat, the gloves. It was snowing when I woke up the other morning, and it's never snowed. It didn't snow in Destin. So, listen, we are responsible. We are here. We are happy to be able to see family and friends, and I do not want to be here. Like I want to be able to walk outside and see the beach in my life. So let's be real clear. That is in the future. So easy motivationers, let's be really clear about what's getting ready to happen in the future with Miss Melanie and myself. That picture is not just a virtual background, but it's going to be like real life. This is what you see. No virtual background, but like the ocean is crashing. And listen, I'll tell you this. We were talking earlier today about this idea that like that's the place of peace for me. Like I can think, I can hear there. Like the whole vibe is a vibe. And so I'm really glad you got a chance to experience it a little bit, see some places and some things that we are familiar with. But I hit the road again tomorrow, so
That's
life, and we just back into it. You just do what you do.
Yeah.
Do what you do the way that you do it. So, but I'm glad to be with y'all.
Yeah.
Well, we're always happy to have you with us, CT. You are a light in your life, sir, and in everything you do. I will say that Destin, I did leave a little chaos in Destin for you because I am who I am. You already know. Like, so if you know me, you know that I like to go and do food reviews. So I was in Destin. I did check out a few restaurants and a couple local shops, and checked out some of the carnivore liquor stores because I was trying to see if I could find some things to bring back home. Because that's what I do. Scotch with E is there. So had a wonderful time at Scotch with E, but the chaos of Eric was also on blast. So like I found this print shop. I found this place where I can make stickers. Hey Mel, hey, what up? What up, Mel? What up, girl? What up, y'all? Because we live. It's been so long, so we actually we get actual chats now, guys. I forgot. Sorry. Just too excited to see it.
No, I'm glad you said that because I had it covered up.
Right? Yes. No. So yeah.
Is it a destination? I'm sorry. I'm distracted.
Stop it.
Everybody going to Destin.
Thank you.
What's going on?
Because Destin is the place to go. Like it's a wonderful place. I mean, one day we'll shoot an episode down there. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. Like so, because I actually seen I actually seen the house that y'all building out there. I know secretly that y'all didn't let nobody know, but I found out because I was there. You know what I'm saying? So I found the location of the new abode that y'all working on, and I saw the blueprint. It was awesome, and that's beautiful. I look forward to what I'm saying, being able to sneak in there. At some point when I have Airbnb close, but like just break in. But yes, and I also left some stickers.
That's what I want to hear about.
I left stickers all throughout Destin. Everywhere I went. Like I found this picture in my phone of Little Rob, and this is an inside joke. And I took Little Rob and I posted. I got stickers made. It was about 100, and I think what I had 100 Little Rob stickers made. And while I was out doing stuff, because it didn't cost that much, and it was fun. Why am I like what? Why y'all?
The best part about all of this is that CT's going to be in Florida.
Yep.
He's gonna kind of be, forgetting, just kind of vibing and walking and just be like, and there it is. That's gonna be the best part about it when he kind of forgets about it.
That's what I'm so happy about.
That's a fact, Johnny. That's real.
It's amazing. Nobody
He's just gonna be like, why?
That's what I wanted. It was amazing. Outside of the stickers, I did leave a drink recipe with the local restaurant, and I had some fun. So yeah, definitely enjoyed my birthday. Thank you, man, for the happy belated birthday. It was a wonderful time.
Good.
Yeah, that good time, good company, good friends. Shout out to Melissa. Thank you so much for making my birthday fun.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah, man, you know, I had a good week, weekend, because I needed it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Definitely needed it.
Yeah.
Because life is lifing,
Oh,
y'all. It is like, you know, outside that, life is lifing. You know what? I'm with you today with the happy birthday. We stacking it. I love it because I need it. And Johnny, because life has been lifing.
Yeah.
We said we was going to talk about some things today, and we wanted to come live and just really just, you know, just bear some things. And I'm going to kick it over to you so we can start our conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I want to give our easy motivationers just a little bit of context behind our Life Has Been Life in episode. So I don't know about y'all, but for me, life has just been on one. Like all of the lessons, trying to learn all the lessons. And it's funny because it was not funny at all, but it seemed like everyone I have spoken to within the last, I say, month or so, it's been something so serious. You know how you walk up to somebody like, hey, how you doing? And sometimes it's just in passing. You're like, oh, I'm good. Or they're like, man, it's been a long week. None of that. It's been some critical things that people have been going through, right? Some real serious things. I mean, even within our group here, just some real things that people are dealing with. And so I know at the top of the year, we talked about how we were breaking up our monthly episodes and each person owns a month. And then it just came in the chat that we were like, yo, we need to switch it up. We need to switch up this week's episode. We need to go live because I just feel like people are really going through stuff out here. And how do we share some of that motivation and just be motivating to each other? So in the spirit of all of that, I just want to stop before we get into all of the lessons and motivate and all of this. I really want to check on the both of you because I know we opened up with just some, you know, some fun stuff about what's been going on. But I want to check in with my brothers and see for real, like, how are y'all doing? Like, really, how you doing? And it don't even matter who goes first. Just whoever wants to jump in.
I'll jump in. I have no problem jumping in.
Are you asking questions, Johnny?
I'm not.
Right.
Like, yeah, I'm not. Like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good because I have no choice but to be good.
Yeah.
Like,
what does that mean, E? What that mean?
Like, as I like in the last few months, you know what I'm saying, there's been a lot of loss in our family, right? Last year, you know, went through a really tough situation with the loss of my father because that was the first close death, you know, I had to deal with. And having a weird situation with him didn't make it connect, right? But then at the beginning of the year, with having to watch my cousin deal with his mother's loss, the loss of his mother, and I could just only imagine what that would feel like, and like that just made me want to cry from my heart.
Yeah.
And then, you know, my mom had a tragic loss. You know what I'm saying? Like on her birthday, and it's like sometimes it makes me question things, and I try not to, you know, lose anything in the moments of emotions, but that's the point of just saying I have to be good, because you go through this stuff.
Yeah, you do.
And you got to look people in the face, and like, you know, I love my family, so I got to look them in the face and be honest, but I can't be all the way honest. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got to tell them the honest about the situation, but not about you.
Yeah.
Because you are not the situation right now. You're somebody else going through it. And when you're going through stuff that is not about you, people don't always connect grief with the people who are not connected directly to the situation.
I agree.
But we go through it differently. So when I got a phone call from my little sister, who just out of the blue, you know, boom, 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 dropped some news on me, and like, at first, because life been lifing, the strong E is like, be here, be strong for, you know, your little sister. And then she told me what happened.
Yeah.
And I haven't been strong since.
Yeah.
Because I can't deal with the image and the scenario of the outcome. Like, what? You're telling me we lost who and how?
Yeah.
Loss already hurts, but the how sometimes compounds that hurt to it just became unimaginable, you know. But in that split second, I had that really strong feeling, and I had 3 tears, and I had to, my little sister needs me. She need me.
Yeah.
So let me just go ahead and squeeze them out. Squeeze them out. I ain't got no more right now because she need me. And if I know she need me, I know my mom need me. I got to be 3 times as strong for her because this is going to be one of those things that just hurts and breaks her. So having that conversation was tough too.
Yeah.
But then, you think, all right, cool, we're gonna deal with that. And then you get hit again the beginning of March. I'm like, all right, man, look, all I'm focused on my birthday. You know what I'm saying? This is my birthday. Yeah. It's my birthday. Like, you instantly try to turn up like, I ain't about to deal with it right now. It's my birthday. And then like, oh yeah, hey, such and such, such. What? Thank you, man. Yeah. Such and such and such. What? Cousin who? Nah. Not cuz. Like, nah, we the same age. Nah, we all doing the same things. Like, we out here doing what? And then you hear the how, and of course you just another crippling how, and you're just like, I just don't want to know. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at certain points you just don't want to know.
Yeah.
So I've been good because I have no choice but to be good.
Yeah.
But the people who need me good in every situation that I provide good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. That's how I'm doing.
I'll say this before we move on, is just that I really appreciate you for sharing that with us, because you are that person that people lean to and they go to. And so I appreciate you, one, for being vulnerable, and let's just call it what it is, especially a Black man being vulnerable like that and to share things that he's really dealing with. Like, that is so important. And so we just really appreciate that, because we need it. We need to be able to see that. You know what I mean? We need to be able to see that and understand that it's nothing to like hide or be ashamed or whatever the story is. And just know that we got you too in any way that we possibly can. Whether it's, of course, we pray for each other. We're there for each other, and we got you. And it's hard. That's all I can say. Like, right? It's really, really hard.
I appreciate it. I appreciate both of you, of course. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So much love and joy in these conversations as we build to these things. So I feel like I can be vulnerable with y'all because y'all my family, right? Yeah. And in order to be able to really heal, like, you can't heal without exposing the wound, right? Like, that's the thing that a lot of people don't want to focus on when the process of healing requires you to expose the wound. You need to see it. You need to address it.
Yeah.
You need to put the cure-alls or whatever it is that's required. Get the medicines, get whatever you need so you can heal. And I know that opening up allows for me to do that. So.
Yes. Okay, y'all know I had to take some notes like I always do,
so
we can come back to some things. I'm the student here. CT, what about you, brother? How you doing?
It's, I'm not sure how to answer that question.
Okay.
In the spirit of Okay, so let me have a CT moment, right? So
Okay.
so one of the things that God has been dealing with me on is many of you, if you've done any work with me, I have something that I talk about that looks at the ability to be transparent, what it looks like to share vulnerability. And this week it took another turn. So I use the illustration, that iceberg where you see the top of the iceberg transparency, right? You can see it, but nothing real deep. I'm not gonna let you in, so that you really know who I am.
Yeah.
And then underneath the surface, there's vulnerability. It's the ability to let folks in and to show a piece of you that you just wouldn't show everybody. Well, this week messed me up because I'm gonna just talk to y'all like I talk, right?
Okay.
The Lord was like, so what's at the bottom of the iceberg? You saw what's at the top. You saw the substantive stuff that's in the middle. And I very directly heard the truth. At the bottom of the iceberg is truth. And most of us never actually live in truth. We live in grades, variations of a truth, so that we can protect ourselves, we can protect the people around us, so we never actually deal in what's real. So I very much appreciate what you just said.
Yeah.
I'm wrestling right now with the idea that there is a truth that I have not been telling. There's a truth at the core, at the bottom of it all, that if I shared that level and that layer of truth, I could get hurt again. If I share that level and that layer of truth, I, I don't trust the world like that.
Yeah.
And I'm Mr. Vulnerability, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You show up in my spaces, like I'm going to share stories. I'm going to be in a place where I need to model what it looks like to be able to present yourself, to be able to share a piece of yourself. And I'm telling y'all, the level of depth that I'm having to go right now is beyond uncomfortable. It is just like, no, I'm not, no, 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 I'm good. I'm good.
Where's Mr. No?
Yeah, where you at? No.
In the other office out of but I left him.
He said no.
Because I don't need him to show up on this call. Because I need to be able to say yes to what I don't do or do not want to do. And so I think, my heart and everything that within me goes out to you and your family.
Yes.
Because to be able to go through loss. Remember early, you and I in like season 1 talked about loss, right? And when you experience it, it is very difficult sometimes to reconcile the truth of it. And because you can't get to the level of truth, what's up, sis? Because you can't always get to the truth, you live in these grades and these places where what we do, E and Johnny, I don't know about you, but in the spirit of having to show up for everybody else, you make sure everybody else is okay, and you wipe the tears, and you suck it up, and you pull in anything that won't make you available, or where somebody else needs to take care of you, because your job is to make sure everybody else is okay.
Oh, yes.
So when life is lifing for you, but it affects the people who are around you or close to you, you can't life. You can't
life.
You gotta be available. You gotta be accessible. You gotta be like, all right, my life can go on pause so that everybody else's life is okay. And that's not the truth. And so it's that kind of thing that as we think about like this conversation, the depth of where we're giving ourselves permission to share and to go today, I honor that the love and care and safety that we've created, the bravery we've created for each other to be able to share this with somebody else who's listening in. I think it's important for us to, again, in the spirit of what we traditionally do, to model. And loss isn't easy, but you aren't alone. Like
You are
that's,
not alone.
you know, you're not.
Woo!
So
That's it.
yeah.
That's it. That's a huge thing right there, just to know you're not alone, right? I have a couple thoughts. So one, a few years ago, some years ago now, I had an uncle that passed away very tragically, very suddenly, and it shook us to our core. Like we could not believe it. Just what you're talking about, E, the how. You're like, what? Could not believe that it happened. And for a while, I was really struggling with like my faith. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, okay, well, how can he just got to a point in his life where things are looking up, things are better for him, and then this happens. And I just remember this is when I was running, and I remember I was out on a run, and it was like in the middle of December here in Ohio, and it was 75 degrees. I was so hot, like I had on a tank top, and it just made me pause where I was because I was like, wait a minute, like the sun will shine again, right? Even in the midst of your storm, when it feels like you'll never smile again, and it feels like it's so hard, like, oh, God keeps showing up.
Yeah.
You just like kind of caught me on that day, like, oh, okay, this is a part of life and we will get through it. But man, as you're going through it, it is something so rough. It is so hard. So we definitely stand with you. I know for what was it? Yeah. Yes. Being brave. Okay. So here's my situation. Especially as the mother and the wife of the household, right? It's like, so it's been a rough couple months. And anyway, I was talking to my husband. I was talking to Terry, and I was like, you know what? I know I'm looking to you. I know I'll be okay if I look at you and you all right. He's like, don't look at me. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you to tell me when it's okay, right? But it was good that we have each other. But my faith has been tested and challenged in such a way because I have no control over the way that life has been lifing. The things that life has thrown, like I literally can't do anything but trust God. And I remember like it was a couple of days that I was kind of walking through the house and I'm by myself and I'm like, okay, well, it's on you, God. My hand, this is it. You're going to have to show and prove. You're going to have to show up like you have never shown up before. And this can't be one of those things that's like, okay, well, maybe you need to learn a lesson. No, I just need to show you to show up in a very specific way because I don't know what else to do. Like my hands are tied. I really don't know what else to do. And I thought about that as you all were sharing your stories, but what do you do when you are the person that everyone comes to? Like, how do you stay motivated? How do you get through it? Like, what are you supposed to do? Or should I not be asking anybody that's in this room right now? Because we all trying to figure it out ourselves. Is this the wrong group to ask? Should I be asking the easy motivation?
No.
I mean,
that's a good question. That's a good question. So I have this image of who I have to become in these moments. And it's literally a lava monster. I look at life as like, okay, what could be happening right now? I'm in Pompeii and everything is about to burn, but I need to be able to figure out how to survive. And there's nothing that can happen except I have to adapt to the situation.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that you can do is adapt to the situation. Well, in that one instance, because like, and like, it's funny to me because I think about it like, man, like it's a joke because I watched that movie and I'm like, whoa, what the hell? You know, what would anybody really do in this scenario, right? Like, what is really the solution? Well, if I wanted to survive a volcano, I probably need to become a lava monster because then I would be able to survive in lava and it wouldn't matter. You know, I would be fine. I'd be able to swim in where everybody else was worried about it. You know what I'm saying? Then I could eat brisket. It's one of my favorite things. Sorry, guys. Yeah.
No, don't diminish what he just did.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't want to diminish what he just did because it is a defense mechanism that we have. That
humans,
right. I get in trouble sometimes because we will be in the most serious moment and I will crack a joke or I'll something stupid, right? To just create a certain level of levity. And it's not because I'm trying to disrespect the moment. Sometimes it is so that I can level out. I can create balance within my own self. And when you were talking about being a lava monster, what I heard you say was you become what is needed and necessary in the moment so that you can withstand what it is that you're going through. There's no need to be a lava monster if there ain't no lava, right? But if there's lava, it will destroy you if you don't become the thing that can withstand what you're in.
Yeah.
And whether it is having to be strength for a family member in the middle of loss, whether it is, to Aaliyah's point, having to be a leader for your team when there's a situation that's happened where they've made a reorganization and you are impacted by it.
Yes.
Whether it is an injury you've had, because as we talked about a couple of weeks ago, when you injure your knee or you get hurt playing football, right? You have to become the cheerleader on the sidelines that helps support it. So we become these chameleons sometimes where we're always transforming into the thing that everybody else needs. And Johnny, I gotta just say, I don't think that's a sustainable model over lifetime.
I agree. Yeah.
And sometimes we become so our default position, let me say it that way. Our default is I've become the thing that everybody else needs me to be to make sure that everybody else is okay. And I'm not okay.
Right.
And I've never been okay.
Oh, that's the,
I think,
I
agree, CT. I 100% agree. One of the things that I think about when it comes to this is I look to the past to see who was in the position before me. Because if you pay attention to patterns of people, you'll see that somebody sat typically in a seat in the social hierarchy before you at some point. Who was doing it before? Who was the strong person being the anchor before? Sometimes you'll see that it's a specific family in a group of families who always is the bridge for everybody else. Sometimes you'll see it's a particular person in the family, like it's grandma who calls everybody together, right? See what I'm saying? Like there's always this person who does the work of the greater good. And they instill that. And I'm thinking it's a beautiful thing to have, but it's utilized almost as a generational curse. To those people who want to build their legacy for their family, and sometimes for those that don't want to. And then you have no choice but to be thrusted into those particular specific positions of leadership, of responsibility, of accountability, because it's been your family, or it's been a connection, or it's expected of you because of the positions that you're in.
Yeah.
So whenever, and it's so crazy, and I'll just say it plain. I know for a fact that half of my family don't deal with me because they know when they come to me, they got to be accountable. They just don't want to.
I can see that.
And everybody knows that about me. Listen, if I don't do something, I will say, I'm sorry. I will look right in the face and apologize if I didn't do something I said I was going to do.
Right.
But I ain't got no problem with accountability.
Yeah.
And responsibility. People who don't, they don't want to be looked at for their choices and what they would be held accountable for.
Yeah.
But they will be the first people to impose upon you their position. And it can be a terrible scenario. I think of the people who've had to plan funerals for family members who were living in ways that would result in them perishing, but then the responsibility is given to somebody who tried their damnedest to stop them.
Yeah.
I think about all of the pain that a mother goes through trying to help their daughter, their son, and then they go to prison and they have no control over it. And their kid goes through something tumultuous, that's life-changing, and they have to live a crushing life, being empathetic to that, maybe questioning themselves, but maybe somebody else in their life, did the same things, and prison became a norm. And somebody's always going to be responsible for making sure that money go in them books and that this person is getting this. Like, there's always this complexity of responsibility to life that other people just transfer. And I think it's not fair. It's not fair that I can watch somebody make terrible choices that result in the death of somebody I love. Yeah. But I can't look them in the face and say they wouldn't be dead if you would have did the right thing.
Deep water, bro. Just deep water. So
it is.
Johnny, can I? So
please.
We live in a world. We live in a world of and. We live in a world of and I good or bad, right or wrong, up or down, also see in that situation, that maybe that's what they were supposed to go through. Maybe because nobody's life is the same. Maybe, and again, excuse me if I've offended anybody, but I'm not choosing to be offensive, but I am choosing to think that there is a sovereign God who knows much more than we do. And if the text would suggest that all things have worked together for my good, even if it doesn't look good, at some point in time, it's going to work out for my good. And sometimes in the moment, we get lost in what's happening in the natural, and we're missing that there is something else happening in that situation. And two things can be true. Yes. It can be true what you said, E, and it can be true that the thing that they went through was necessary and needed for them to be able to be whatever it is they're supposed to be next. And it is hard. You right, Miss Jazz, it's hard. And it is not something that we always can understand, but sometimes we're not supposed to understand it in the moment. We're supposed to just trust that's going to work out for my good. And that, friends, ladies and gentlemen, easy motivationers, Christopher Thompson, is not something that I always love, but it has to be of how I think about my ability to be what I need to be in this world.
You absolutely have to. And I feel like that is where the rubber meets the road, right? So that is where all the things that we always talking about, like, you got to pray, you got to have the right circle around you, you got to do your exercise, you got to eat right. All the things that we always talk about, that's where it comes into play.
That's right.
So a couple weeks ago, I was on a work trip, just like a one-day work trip. And I was on my way back home, right before I got on the plane. And I got a call from home. And the mother in me wanted to be here so bad. I'm in Texas.
Yeah.
About to be on a 3-hour flight. There's literally nothing I could do but sit there. So I was like, oh, so this is what you mean, God. What you mean when you said trust you, like literally this is what you mean. And thank God. My sister was here. My parents were here. My husband was here. Everybody was here. So they had what they needed, but I still felt like they needed mama. But there's nothing I could do. I had to throw up my hands and say, okay, God, here it is. Right. So here's all the things that I tell everybody else to do that I have to do for myself. And it's hard. It is not hard. I mean, it is hard. What am I trying to say? It is hard.
We know what you mean. We know what you mean.
I had a tongue tied. It's hard.
Yes.
I don't know. That is something else. And I just have to give a shout out to all our strong people. Can we just shout out to all of our folks who always show up? Thank you. And who has to be that person for the family?
Yeah.
Who has to be the strong one? I know that's my mother. My mother is like that. She's a strong one for everyone. And it's so important that you have those people that you can go to, that you don't have to be so strong with. I know we always talk about how important that is, right? I mean, I had my parents ask me, it's like, so how are you doing? I'm like, horrible. I'm doing terrible. I need y'all. Can y'all just move here to Columbus and live with me and just take care of me?
Honest answers only.
Honest answers only. Like I'm doing horrible, right? So just shout out to the people who always are the strong ones, because I know it can weigh on you. That's a lot. That's a lot to, CT, I got to come back to you though, and your vulnerability.
Yes, ma'am. I'm listening.
You got to tell us what you're learning through all of this. What are you learning about yourself that you can help us? Because we need some of it.
I feel like I want to take my glasses off at this point.
Okay.
It's my Clark Kent person. So, Johnny, I think your question is a responsible one, because if we're not sharing what we're learning along the journey, then, and we only wait until we've accomplished the thing or we get to the end of the thing, we may miss people who are on the exact same path as us. And so, to your question, the thing that I'm learning about Christopher is that I have found myself in, I think we talked about this with Sprite and water several weeks ago, right? I've always found myself being able to meet my need through other people's needs. And that's not gonna sustain me going forward. So one of the things I'm learning is Christopher, what do you need? And then answering the question.
Oh,
like literally answering the question. So I'll give you an example tonight. No, this is not something I normally do, and you all got a chance to meet Miss Melanie, who is my rock. Like, she holds me down, and I said to her, this is not something I normally do, but I'm like, you know what? I need you to make sure that you affirm me. Now, she does that, but right now, that's what I need. Whoa. So I'm saying out of my mouth into her ears, this is a thing that I need right now because of all of the stuff that's going on. And normally, as the strong man, I'm not gonna say that to her. I'm gonna tell God, and I'm be like, God, whisper that in Melanie's ear, whisper it in some stranger, talk to a rock or a donkey, like let something inanimate give me, like, no, like be able to say that's the thing that I need, right? And so what I'm also learning is, one, I've got to verbalize the thing that I need and know that it's not gonna land on ground that won't produce an outcome that will meet my need. 1, 2, I am I'm giving myself permission every once in a while. Like E had a moment, like, it's okay to cry, right? I am a emotional and sensitive man. And sometimes even in that, I will hold that back because I don't necessarily want to be judged for that. And it's not that anybody else is judging me, it's how I've positioned it for myself. And from a biblical perspective, the honor of tears, God holds them in his hands. And so if I'm holding on to something that is precious to him, I've got to give myself permission to release that thing that's inside of me, because he's like, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Right? If he holds the whole world in his hands, what is a tear? If he knows every grain of sand and every hair on your head, why would you hold in something that would keep you bound? And so, to the extent that for me, it is me releasing what is in me so that I can get to a place where there is something else that I know that I want to and I need to be able to carry. And so I'm giving myself permission to let go and to release the thing that is in me so that I don't get hung up and stuck in a place where I've let my own emotions get in the way. Those are 2 things that I'm learning. The last thing I'll tell you that I'm learning is there are people around me that are going through it. Like there's people are going through it. And so I can't get so hung up and stuck in my own what's going on with me that I lose sight of the fact that I'm actually in a really good place. There really isn't a whole lot wrong with my life. And so the attitude of gratitude and thankfulness and appreciation for what we do have, because there are some people who do need what it is that is inside of me and how I was built. Because not everybody is built like me. Not everybody's like built like you, Johnny. Everybody's not built like you, E. And because of that, there is a necessity for us to make sure that we, as the vehicle and the vessel that is responsible for helping to carry the burden of certain things, we can give that burden to God, because they bring it to us so we can bring it to him. But we're the kind of vessel that can carry what it is that somebody brought to us. But if we're not in the right place, then people can't bring us the thing that we need to be able to give to him. I'm just saying. So it does become the responsibility for us to make sure, like, no, I'm not okay, but I am okay. But it's not okay for me to carry this stuff. I'm supposed to give it to him so he can bring others around me who don't know how to carry the weight of whatever it is that's going on. I truly believe there's certain things happen to certain people in certain ways in this life because they're built for it. And I'm not saying that it's a good thing that you would have to suffer, but the text would suggest that in this life, we all are going to suffer, but there's something built in you, sir, that will allow you to be strength where folks can't find strength. There's something that sits inside of you, that who you are, that they can come to you. And so you've got to be able to recognize that when you're weak, he is your strength. And when he is your strength, you just got to surround yourself with easy motivationers. You got to surround yourself with a Johnny, with a Christopher, excuse me, a Cam, right? That's going to be there to make sure that you know that, as the songwriter would say, everything's going to be all right. I'm gonna stop.
That's good. You know, that's the thing that's been getting me through, is knowing that I just keep telling myself, like, God built me for this.
Yes.
I can handle this.
Yes.
Right? That's the thing that has been like keeping me motivated. And then as I'm going through things, just like you said, CT, is people coming from left and right, sharing, being vulnerable, sharing the things that they're going through, and not even necessarily looking to me for answers, but just to get it off their chest and saying, thank you for letting me just share, because it has been so hard. You know, thank you for opening up to me because it's been so hard. I'm like, oh, okay. So this is what it's all about, right? It's about being there for each other and supporting one another. So God built me for this. And that's been something that's like, it's keeping me motivated. So I'm so glad that you brought that up.
I feel like there's a hashtag we need to put in the comment with the easy motivations. It'd be like, hashtag I'm built for this. Hashtag
I'm built for this. Oh, I like that. I'm built for this.
I'm built for this. That's all right. Okay.
I'm built for this. E is like, I don't want to be built for this.
Nah. It's funny. It's what's real funny is because I see all of the things that will happen because I am a part of it, right? Like you're 100% right, CT. Like if I was not there in those moments when those people needed me, if I wasn't strong in those moments to be able to give the advice, if I wasn't able to pull back my tears in those moments to, write those emotional tides where people are just crashing against it. And I'm like, I can stand firm. Like, I'm used to it. Like, I've been weathered, but never worn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel it. And as I hear you guys talking about it, I kind of like just laughed, and it became like this thing where I'm like, yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that simple. Like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. I mean, like it almost made me feel a little cocky. Like, God.
No, but for real.
I'm just saying, for a split second, I got a little cocky. I was like, hold up. God, you made me for this? Wait, hold up. God, you made me for this. I can do all of this.
I got this.
And
you telling me I got this?
Hold up, God, you're telling me I got this? You telling me right now that little that thing on the inside that hurt is going to heal, and that I'm going to be on the other side of this somewhere happy, healthy, and because I can do that, I'm going to push other people together to be whole. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, God. Okay. I can deal with that now.
Oh God.
Look. See, now, you bringing E back, okay? Because y'all was dealing with Eric. I'm bringing E back now, okay. Okay.
I gotta admit, E, as you were sharing, it was not the time to say all those things. But as you were initially sharing, I was thinking, like, well, of course they came to you. Who else was? Because I would have, like, of course they came to you. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So
now
you got it
now. you were saying something, CT and Johnny, and it just speaks to chaos to me. All of it does.
I was waiting for if he was going
to because like I mean, I was waiting to say it, but this is why chaos is so important. Mm-hmm. This is why when chaos comes and people try to buckle and crumble under it, like you need to just stand and enjoy the wind because there was nothing you could have done anyway.
Yeah.
You don't control chaos. You don't. God is in control. There's a master plan design that you are just a part of. My job is to move with it and make it the most. Yep. So as everything continues to roll on, and every choice that is presented to us, and every difficult situation that is put upon us, compresses us. It also makes the diamonds that we are too. So I will shoot that out there to say, yes, this is in these moments, this is when I can further embrace chaos, because I'm the person that you're right, people would come to because it's like, hold up. Oh, that sounds chaotic. Hey, Eric, what you know about chaos? Chaos. I mean, I'm your guy. Like,
I can already picture somebody bringing something to you crazy, some shenanigans, and you just like, no, we're not.
That's not crazy enough.
We're not doing that. Yeah, and just move on. You know, so you are definitely the person. Hey, y'all, can we shout out the Easy Motivationers just real quick? Because there's been some great comments. It's been some great comments where people are sharing their stories too. Alicia. I said Alicia. I never say Alicia. It's so weird to say my sister's full name. That was weird. My mama out there, Michael. So just shout out, y'all. Thank y'all for sharing.
Hey, I gotta call this out, y'all. Like the Easy Motivationers, like my mama out there, she actually commented. Like it's really crazy to watch my mama comment. Come on, it's really crazy to see my mama comment on here, y'all. Because one thing is like, you know what I'm saying? Like she was like, and I'm calling you out, and my little sister on here too. That's crazy. I'm calling my mama out. She was like, I'm gonna check out your cod pass. I was like, cod pass? I was like, Mom, you do too much fishing.
Leave mama alone.
I love my mama. I love my mama. I do. I love her to death. I love her to death. I can't wait to have her on the show.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I love it so much. Okay. Wait, CT, were you about to say something?
No, I was just like Codcast, like that. There it is. Like, let's go.
Stop it! You about to get in trouble.
What, Mom? I mean, you called it the cod pass.
I'm just saying, like that was
hashtag.
That may be another hashtag. I don't know.
That's what I'm doing. Mom, I'm getting a T-shirt. Mama, I got a cod pass.
I just gotta say, oh my God, not the hashtag cod pass. Yes, I love it.
I love this show so much.
Don't do that. I know. Don't
what?
Do like that.
Hey, nah, man, my mom be getting me in real life, y'all. I mean, this is the type of life we have. Look, my little sister is with the shenanigans too. Like, this is the reason. This is the reason why I feel so strong by being the person that I am, because I know who I have to do it for. Right?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that we go through that we cannot look at each other, cry, and then just bust out in hysterical laughter, which is the most soothing thing. And God gave us the greatest gift of laughter, because what it does to your body, and what it does to your soul, what it does to your spirit, what it does to your emotional state is just so amazing. It'll pull you from depths that you never thought that you would feel. Yeah. All the way to something where you can be like, you know what? I've looked at people and be like, you know what? I hate you. I hate you for making me laugh, because I wasn't trying to laugh, but that makes me feel better. So I'm going to give you that credit. So shout out to my family for always being the people who I can laugh at and with, because Mom, you named it. When Cod Pass becomes a real thing, I just want you to know.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's a fisherman show. I'm just saying, like, I know I would watch it to be a fisherman show. It'd be like Bass Shop would be playing it, like, hey, y'all listen to that Cod Pass? They tell me where everything is right now. I'm telling you, they're in Florida right now. They're in Florida. They're in it.
Mm-hmm. So there's a question real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
pass this back over to you so we can kind of get into our other segments.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
But it says, but are we ignoring ourselves by trying to fix it instead of I don't know what to do? Are we ignoring ourselves by trying to fix it instead of saying I don't know what to do?
Mm.
Oh, okay.
That's a good question, but
What y'all think?
I don't think I'm not built to ignore problems. I'm not made that way. I'm not. Literally what I do for a living is solve issues. Like that's literally what I do for a living. I figure out food. Like I figure out drinks. Like everything I do, and to some degree, is me doing some sort of problem solving or puzzle creating. I'm creating my own puzzles to solve problems that never even existed. So I don't think I would ever be able to ignore things that I knew needed to be fixed in my vicinity, especially when it comes to my family. I wouldn't be able to just, I would listen. I did learn to listen and then offer a suggestion of a solution only if someone really wants that. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to ignore it.
And I'll say this, because CT, I see you have something to say too. Can we just also know the difference between like when it's not our problem to fix? Because a lot of us are the fixer in our families and our friend circles and the whole nine, right? But sometimes it's not our problem to fix. Like, don't pick that up because there's nothing you can do about that. You have to know when your only job is to pray and be in a position of support.
As Kenny Rogers would say, you got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. You got to know when to walk away, and you've got to know when to run. Yep. I do think that the depth of the conversation, let's go layers, right? It can be true that sometimes we've become so yes. Sometimes we don't realize that pride is in the way. That I need to fix this for them. I have to fix it. When in truth, Johnny, thank you. It may not be yours to fix.
It's not yours.
And listen, I'm guilty. I'm a fixer. I'm a even in the corporate setting, I'm a problem solver. You bring me a problem, I'm going to solve that problem.
Okay.
The maturity of the moment is sometimes I've got to be able to say, wait a minute. Let me ask a follow-up question. And a second question. And a third question. And what might actually happen by real questioning, Jesus was good at this. You might actually come up with the answer without me fixing it. And it may put you in a position for you to be able to say, you know what? That was never something I was supposed to carry or hold on to anyways. And I think, you know, for me, right, you can only speak for yourself, right? So for me, some of the things that I've done poorly as I think about my life, like I was all about trying to help fix everything and everybody. It was a part of the gift. It was whether it was in ministry or whether it was at work, like, let me fix this, whether it was in marriage, whether it was a kid, let me fix the thing. And sometimes people just needed to fix it themselves. And so to the extent that our lives continue to, let me say it different. If we can figure out how to fix ourselves first, it might actually help us recognize what we don't need to fix.
Oh, okay. Part 2. Life has been life in part 2. You just there.
Yeah, no, I love that.
I'm trying to fix myself right now.
Yeah, I will say this though. I will say this before we move into our next segment. But I am really good at knowing when to help and when not to help. That is the part about me that is like the worst part about me. Because it's like, oh yeah, I clearly know when to help and when not to help. Because people come to me and instantly be like, my feet go up and I pull out popcorn, and they be like, why are you getting so relaxed? I'm like, oh, this is not a me thing. This is a you thing.
I started laughing because I could just picture. As soon as you said it, I could picture you just like, oh, this thing, I ain't got to worry about this one.
You got it.
I'm like CT. I'll give you some hints to help you solve some stuff, but it's going to be on you because literally, my feet go up and I pull out the popcorn. I say it in my head. Ooh, this requires popcorn because this is entertaining. There's nothing that I'm doing here. There's no action that I'm going to be taking. This is just like watching a soap opera or something. So it would just be like, oh, you about to tell me something you want me to do? This your responsibility? Oh, popcorn. I need popcorn. So yeah,
I love it.
It's not a me problem.
Yeah, it's not. No. I know what the me problem looks like. So
my brother always says that sounds like a personal problem. I'm like,
right.
oh, yeah. I'm like, okay.
Listen, the it's a you thing is I coined that. Okay, I'm like, ooh, that sounds like a you thing.
That sound like another hashtag.
Right. Ooh, you know what? That sounds like a you thing, don't it? Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, sometimes it is a you thing, right? So no. You could do it, mama. You could do it. All you got to do is just say no, and then be like,
you tell her
no button.
That's it.
Buy you a no button.
that's what she gets for Mother's Day.
Mama, no is so powerful. And
what do they say? It's a full sentence.
Here it is.
No.
It's the stank on it, especially when you hit it with a no. Okay, all right. So
now he needs to show up. I need to almost.
Yeah, I told you we're gonna bring it back because we need him. We didn't need him tonight because today we needed to be open about things. And what was it? It was honest answers only is what we focused on. So thank you, CT. Thank you, Johnny, for driving this. I feel better. Like I really do. I feel like when I get in the car with my family, we go on this road trip, we're going to have a lot of laughters. I'm already thinking of some places that we can stop and do a little food tour. So that way we can, build some fun into it and make it a family thing. And then when we get there, I can love on my family and we can celebrate some life, but I know we talked about a lot of what we going through. And if I right now had somebody in my corner, because my grandma was off the chain. I had a wonderful grandmother. Okay. My grandma was off the chain. She was loving, she was caring, she would dance with you. She made a wonderful woman that is my mother and all of my aunts and uncles. Like I had the best experience of growing up in this wonderful womb of love from my family. CT, I want to know what your grandma have to say about this. What would your grandma do here when life is life? And when life is life, what would grandma do?
Please tell us.
In the spirit of what grandma would do this season, she would say, "Come here, baby." So
I'll be like, okay.
I'm gonna sit down because if life is lifing for you right now, here, grandma might say that let's talk about the word life. And grandma might say, if life is lifing, you got to remember that no matter how hard the lifing is, you still have to live your life. I believe it was the prophet T.I. that said in his course, live your life. Hey. Y'all hear that in the background. I heard that when I was thinking about what grandma might say. Even when life is life and you still have to live your life. I believe the deacon in the back, Eminem, would say, lose yourself in the music, in the moment. You better never let it go. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to grow, because opportunity comes once in a, and if your life is lifing, you cannot stop living your life. I remember last week when we talked about winning and losing, I'm reminded of the L of last week, which is the ability to learn. Because what does it mean to lose? If I learn from the opportunities that I have, because I'm strengthened by the everyday being easier. When I'm living my life, I get to the I. That means I'm no longer just being intentional, but I'm paying attention to the impact of how things are happening in my life. What's funny is that if you were just being intentional, you might have been consumed by all of the stuff that happened, but you did not allow all that was happening to you for you to just intentionally showed up. No, you showed up to be impactful in the lives of the people who were around you and to be impactful for yourself, because you decided that you were still going to live your life while life was lifing. Now, what's interesting is that when you ask grandma, what's the F in life? Grandma would say you have to find your truth. If you don't find the truth, you may be telling a story that has nothing to do with your ability to continue to move forward. So you got to sometimes go deep to find the deep, dark places that you don't want to talk about. Because if you find those places you don't want to talk about, you get out of intention and you move to impact. And when you are in impact, you are now living your life in a way where, thank you last week, you never lose, which then leads us to this really amazing E. When I'm thinking about when life is lifing, the fact that I'm living my life in a way that will have impact because I've found my truth. Let me do it this way. Each experience that I have elevates my existence. That was real good. Each experience that I have elevates my existence. Tomorrow, I can't do nothing about. Yesterday, I can't do nothing about. But today, the experiences that I'm having today, because I've chosen to live my life, Grandma would say, come here, baby. It's going to be all right. Thank you, Grandma. Thank you, Grandma.
I love it.
Thank you, Grandma.
So good.
Thank you, Grandma. I just gotta call out the fact that you used an alliteration. Just that you know, like that just went for a lot of people. They probably didn't catch it, but it was like he just used an E to alliterate. Like he just alliterated an E. I love it. I mean, come on now. Yes. All right, Grandma. Now, life is life, and Grandma ain't playing. Like, you're right. You do got to continue to live. You do, and you do need to be impactful. You do. You cannot sit back and sit in those moments. You need to go out and make impacts in your life and those people who need you, of course, and then definitely finding your truth in the moments of understanding where you're supposed to be. I get it. I love it. I love it. And then, you know what? I'm not even going to touch the E because that was amazing. You know, we're going to have to do something with that. We're going to have to make like a T-shirt with that. It's going to wrap around. I want to wrap around. Hold up. I've been working on my jiggy woogie. Don't worry about me. All right. So, you know, dang, Grandma. Like, Grandma came and brought it. But, you know, like, I love doing this because, Johnny, what you got? I told you I told you I would catch you every time.
Cool. I tried to be cool. I was expecting that. I tried to be cool, but it still made me giggle. You know what's funny is that when we were having this episode, when I knew this episode was coming up, I wanted to send y'all just some notes, and I kept struggling with what I want to say, what I want to talk about. And something just told me the other morning, like, just send them what you're thinking, because I guarantee they are going to have something to step in. And sure enough, soon as I mentioned, like, y'all, this is kind of what I'm thinking, CT came back with a whole list of things. E came back with what he wanted to talk about. And it just reminded me that I'm not alone. We mentioned it briefly in this episode, but I think it's very, very important to just call that out again. So many people are hurting and going through some real stuff, y'all, like some serious stuff that they don't know how they're going to get through it. Yeah. And I just want to remind everyone that you are not alone. You have someone out there that you can talk to, who can relate to you. And even if it's like just interacting with this podcast tonight, just know, like, you're not the only one that's going through something. We're all in it together. Yeah. And I just want to keep it simple. Like, just know you're not alone, because I think that can be one of the hardest things when you're going through something, because you feel so isolated and you're afraid to share it. And you're like, no one's going to understand, or they're going to think I'm crazy or whatever. And I guarantee there's somebody out there that's experiencing something very similar to you, maybe worse than you, or have gone through it before. It can share a piece of advice, just some word of encouragement. So just know you're not alone. Yeah. Please know you're not alone.
Yeah, no, you're not. That is beautiful, and thank you, Johnny. Yeah, because that fact that, you know, that support system, like, you know, listening to, you know, what you talked about early, like, you need, like, in that moment when you felt like everything was on you, you had a whole support system sitting there going, "We got you. We got you. When you get here, your space is here. Yep. We got you covered. You're allowed to be able to life too."
Yep.
So that is definitely amazing. So yeah, for me, from your message from the AOC, your boy E is gonna leave a little bit of AOC chaos at the end of today because we started off in a very somber mode, and of course, I'm a very lively, energetic person, so I couldn't leave you on the somber note. I wanted to make sure, we brought the energy up, and of course, CT and Johnny always deliver on giving us the tools and tips that we need to be uplifted and execute in our lives. Like, you guys are amazing at this. So what I wanted to talk about is the part of the responsibility of the person who, when you get the responsibility, right? Okay. This is for them. This is for the people who bear the weight. This is for the people who are dependable. The ones that get the responsibility, the ones that get those calls, those text messages, the ones that are the problem solvers for everybody else. This is for you. Number one, you got to be honest with yourself. Yeah. Sometimes it's okay to say, and I would bleep myself, but I'm just not going to say the words. My mama's listening. It's okay to curse and be upset that a situation is what it is. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to go through the feelings and be honest with yourself about how you really feel about something. Not to just take it on and shove how you feel about it down. Yeah. No. In order to really help someone, you have to be honest with yourself so that you can truly help them. Otherwise, it's not really help. A lot of times, people will reach out to help people and they do it from these ill spaces and they don't really get what they need because you're not really assessing what they really needed. You only listen to what they said and was impacted behind it and afflicted behind it. And now you're going to go out and you're going to do things in this negative space. But if you be honest with yourself, you can understand how you really feel about helping someone or being responsible for someone else's situations. Then the other thing is you have to recognize when you're hurt. You have to recognize that being in the position of being the responsible person hurts. You have to acknowledge that it can be hurtful to always be the one the trauma thrown on you, the problem thrown on you, carrying the weight. Atlas is holding the world. Do you not think his toe itches and it really annoys him? He can't itch it. He can't scratch it. He's holding the world, y'all. He can't do anything. He got to sneeze. The man probably got all type of problems. Yeah. But he just has to hold it. So it's okay to acknowledge that it hurts to be in that position. It hurts to feel the pressure of being responsible and dependable. It can hurt you. So I say that, and it can also be humbling because also taking note to the fact that responsibility is yours. Yeah. You are the person who can fix it. You are the person that has the capability of helping it have the best possible outcome. If anybody else would have did it, it wouldn't have the same outcome that it would have because you were involved. That can be humbling. Because now that you've been honest with yourself about how you feel and that you've got over however you feel, whether you were hurt or however, you can be humbled by the fact that you do bear that responsibility and you have the capability to be able to execute. And then the last thing is to continuously always know that you're the person that has the head for the healing. Yeah. It's you. That's the reason why they handed it to you. Because your job is to move the thing forward. Yeah. You have to push it towards the healing. All right, what does everybody need? If I'm carrying this, CT, and I'm with you. This is the Sprite water conversation. If I'm carrying it, I got to make sure all the passengers have their seatbelts. All of them have their upright tray tables locked in position. You know what I'm saying? I got to make sure everybody's good, even though I'm dragging everybody through it. My feet are hurting. My hands are blistering. I am pulling everybody through. But you know what? As I drop them all off at their destination, my load becomes easier. It becomes lighter. I have enough time now to address some of the things that I need to because I don't have all the same weight that I'm dragging with me. Yeah. And then when I get everybody off and I'm back where I need to be, I look down at myself and I realize, like, to y'all's point, look at what I gained. I'm so much stronger because of I had to walk. I mean, is that not what happens? You go to the gym? Is that not what happens when you work any muscle? Yeah. Like my muscle of empathy, my muscle of sympathy,
Come on,
that
man.
I'm working in these moments.
Yeah.
I have become so strong in these fields that I understand why people come to me. So that's from your AOC.
That's good, AOC.
All right. That's what I got.
Good.
That's
That's
good.
all I had.
That's
So good.
That's good.
Oh, goodness.
Okay. All right.
Good.
All right. Whew. Okay. So thank you guys for a wonderful conversation. Special shout out to the chat. You guys were on fire tonight. Listen, there was a question. We're going to come back to you, Mike. It said, define the dialoguers. I want to know what that is. I don't even know what a dialoger is. Is that a type of booger? Because like in my mind, I'm like,
Oh,
I'm just sorry. I don't know. I'm just wondering, like, it's like the one that you talking and it's just talking with you. Like it's a dialoger. It's like hanging in there. Okay, I'm sorry. I still got scotch and tequila in me from last weekend.
Happy birthday.
So we want to go ahead and do our final thoughts.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, this is me. I mean, I had to bring it back. Okay. So I know. So CT, I'm gonna come to you and get your final thoughts, and then Johnny, you know what? Today I can do the final sign-offs, but I want you to sign us off. You know, you led this wonderful conversation. This was you. This was your brainchild. Life was life, and I want you to let us go on our life.
Okay.
So, in the spirit of who I am, let me do it like this. To all of our easy motivationers, when life is lifing, I want to remind you that the Bible says in James chapter 1 that you're to consider it all joy when various trials come, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance. That means you get stronger when life is lifing. I'm reminded in the text that when life is lifing and you're feeling anxious about what's happening, I'm reminded in Philippians chapter 4 where the text would say, be anxious for nothing. But in everything, through prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, make your requests known unto God. And the God of peace, which surpasses all comprehension, will guard your heart and mind by Christ Jesus. If I'm talking to the easy motivationers and life is lifing and you don't know how you're going to make it, I would tell you that in 1 Corinthians, it tells you that eyes have not seen, neither ears have heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man what the Lord has prepared for those that he loves. If I have an easy motivationer who can't see their way out, I'm reminded that in Jeremiah chapter 29, he tells us, anybody know that one? Easy motivationers? Y'all know that one? I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you, plans to give you a future and a hope. So if you're discouraged today because life is lifing, he has a plan for you. And lastly, if I could,
come on,
for all of my easy motivationers, one of my favorite texts. I'm going to take you back to Philippians. And it says in chapter 4, verse 11, I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And if there was a final thought I would give to an easy motivationer whose life is lifing, you can do all things, not in your strength, but in his strength. So let his strength be your guide as life is lifing for you.
Whew. I just had to let that sit for a second. I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed this episode.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too.
I needed this episode. This was a good one, y'all. This was a good one. So, easy motivationers. I mean, come on now. If y'all ain't feeling good after that one, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, he's smiling. The world is looking up. The world is good. Listen, y'all have to like, share, subscribe, right?
Yeah.
Where are we, y'all? We're on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Check us out. Like, share, subscribe, all the things.
Yeah.
And we're going to be here next week just for y'all. And so, as E always says it, let me see if I can do it like E, y'all. You can just chill to the next episode.
Peace. Johnny, my liege.
Oh, Johnny.
Peace, y'all.
Okay.